So tonight,
Follow your dreams.
season 5, episode 2, The House of Black and White, directed by Michael Scholes, written by our boys D&D. And tonight we're gonna just jump right to it. I want to talk Dany and her ruling in Meereen. So the quick overview for her in the episode is they capture a member of the Sons of Harpy. They decide to have him have a trial. He gets murdered by the freeman on her council, Mozadar, I believe I'm saying that right, and then takes his head for it. Riot ensues. My lordy, a lot going on there.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, it aired on my birthday, April 19th, 2015.
Ooh.
Would you look at that? That's amazing. Yeah. I love all that. What's your take on it? What's the question where we're going with this?
I just like the it's a real humbling, I believe, to Dany, and she stayed in Meereen for right reasons, and especially the wanting to learn how to rule. This was a big lesson in ruling, where executing the man was probably the right and just thing to do, but you gotta, it's the riot ensuing and learning how to deal with that. She just, I don't think she was ready for that lesson. I think and it just goes on to, I think, building on that eventual snap she's going to have in season 8, all the tension of her life, the failures, the telling she's been doing it wrong, and just feeling like she's doing it wrong. I mean, her boy Drogon comes sees mom for a minute, but goes by again. That's it.
Yeah, and that's a big moment, because not only is it cool that the dragon's is still out there, but that's kind of her identity. If you're a dragon, be a dragon, but the dragon is not there. The dragon is uncertain. She's uncertain. So I love the visual of that. I love the connection there. And I've always said I really love the stuff of Dany in Meereen, because it does not just set up in terms of plot. I always talk about it's the themes of the show, and Dan and Dave, particularly Benioff, will say, we don't do themes. Bullshit. You're telling a story. There's something there. Like I would argue them to their face at a bar, like, especially Benioff. Like, it's not a high school book report, like you said. You've got things going on. There's these emotional thematic connections all the way through the series. And with her, I'm fascinated about Dany stopping to learn how to rule. And the moments that I like, that I appreciate, are like this moment where she is making, right decisions or just decisions for one group, but there's the other side, and then how do you manage it? Hey, I freed everybody. That's one of my main purposes in life. And then that teacher, the former slave, comes back and is like, my life's been horrible since you've done this. So hey, could you reinstate me? Like, I'd like to go back to being at least an indentured servant for a year. And it's just it's a valuable lesson that I do think refines her. It's a refiner's fire that really refines her intentions. And I think by the time she lands on Westeros, I do think she has the right temperament, the right idea, and the birthright, if you want to go even that, to rule, and would have been the best choice. I really believe that. And they rejected her, and that was the whole another collapsing of
it's just
her and her story.
Yeah, no, it's great rewatching, especially even all these years later, just seeing, and I've been doing this rewatch slow, taking this one episode out a week to just really feel and live with it again. It's just seeing all those little bricks that are building her crumbling house at the end of it. Just loose mortars shambled up together, trying to make it pretty, but it's just
try to make it pretty. And I think Dany and Meereen can feel, I don't know, it can feel claustrophobic. Not unlike Arya at the House of Black and White, or Arya, just her whole arc at Esso. It can feel claustrophobic, especially these characters who were moving at a fast pace, good ways, bad ways, tragedy and successes, whatever you want to call it. Like, they're moving, and then they kind of get put in these places where they have to stay for a while. It's not unlike Daemon in House of Dragon season 2. It's a bit claustrophobic. You want him to get back to being Daemon, but I think it's very valuable to build these characters there, and that's why I appreciate all the Dany and
Oh
Meereen
yeah.
stuff. It is actually some of my favorite of her story.
Oh, it really is. It really is. Just I'm with you and most of the guys and gals on and theys and thems on the Casterly talk that are just
Mm-hmm.
it's the character moments. It's those small things that you don't know right away, and looking back on it, you go,
Mm-hmm.
it started there, or this was the
There, yeah, yeah,
or
there,
something like
part of it.
that. Just those realizations are
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yeah, James Holmes in chat saying it sort of ties into Rob beheading the Karstark, Lord Karstark in season 3, right? Right, for the GOT world, I guess. But the consequences,
Yep.
yes, I kind of agree in a roundabout kind of way.
Yeah.
What is right for the land?
Every
What is right for your heart? What is true
every
justice?
decision, big and small, in GOT has enormous consequences sometimes. The consequences are
Does.
bigger than the action most of the time. And that's one of those
Absolutely.
things I love about this world. And I think Dan and Dave did a good job. All the could
Mm-hmm.
have grown better with some of the storylines and whatnot that you've
Mm.
all discussed before.
Yep.
But overall,
Yeah.
I think they're
Yep.
knocking it out of the park.
I think so, and yeah, Dorne's coming up and not always handled the best and everything, and I can agree with that because it's some of my favorite stuff in the books. But this episode does end with one of my favorite moments, though. If we're discussing season 5, episode 2, The House of Black and White, we end at the doors of Black and White, and the reveal that Jagan Hagar, or the man who goes sometimes by the name Jagan Hagar, is back. One of my favorite things. You knew something was happening. It is a slight twist, different from the books in the sense, but this is a great use of a character and a wonderful
Yeah.
performer coming back. I love that ending.
Oh yeah, no, it's great, and I like that you brought up a little different in the books, because in my little research for the episode, it's this is taken from 3 of the books. This episode, so it's not even
Mm-hmm.
like hey, this is all in book 4 or 5. Nope, there's some book 2, 3, and 4 in there.
Yep,
uh,
absolutely. Putting it all together to make the show
all
work.
right, and fun
Uh,
cross thing, real quick. Our Prince of Dorne,
mm-hmm.
you are going to see him in DS9. He is our good Dr.
I
Bashir.
know. I know he's the doctor in
Oh,
DS9. I know that.
oh.
You don't think I know that?
I don't know, Ken. You surprise me sometimes with your either amazing knowledge or lack thereof knowledge on something.
It's true. It's true. People were like, "Do you know that one song that Terry Seasons in the Sun?" Yeah, yeah, okay. Do you know the Rolling Stones? What? No. So there you go. All right, Jared. Thanks for calling
Always.
in. Good luck with that show tomorrow night again.